Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz, and welcome back to our continued campaign with SGS Battle for Stalingrad. We are into the back half of the campaign now, and looking at the map behind me of the city, we can see the red areas that are Russian controlled, and the green areas are German controlled, which is us. We made some pretty decent progress with our northern thrusts in the last episode, and hoping probably to continue that in this episode. Roughly, I think our goals will be, I'd love to be able to push out of this Spartakova area down into these Zeherzinski tractor works. We almost captured that in the last couple days of our offensive here, but we didn't. I'd also like to cut here, this Macheka Ravine with some of these forces here to break this northern rural part of the Russian-held areas away from the city. And then hopefully we can take this other one of our clusters of offensive units up here and then just kind of take our time and have them whittle away. The resistance down in here shouldn't be too great, and we've given them no place to run, and most of them are static defenses anyway. So roughly, I think for our next 6 days of our campaign, as we head into the back half of October here, isolate and constrict the north, and then hopefully maybe make a little ground in the city. But the big question mark that we know we've all been waiting for, and a lot of people have been commenting about in the comments, we know there are some massive amounts of Russian forces in these areas of the city. Right here, I think, is one, and then in the ordnance factory, the Barricadi. And how long are they going to be content to just sit there, or are they going to counterattack? With all that in mind, let's get started on our 17th of October turn, 1942. See if we can continue our attacks on Stalingrad, although I am in many ways waiting for the hammer to fall. Now, we've gone through our card phase. We'll go to the next phase. Reinforcements. We'll go through these and we'll take a look and see what our kind of thoughts are for specific moves in this turn. So interestingly enough, we had 2 cards that allowed us to fully rest and recover 2 units. So 4 units that we could fully request and recover. And a lot of our units here in Spartakovka were depleted. The caveat to that is that we had to let them be inactive for a whole turn. So I chose 3 of our 4 options for those units in Spartakova. So we're going to delay the assault on the tractor works by 2 days. And instead, with our 3 active orders, I activated this unit up in the north. This other unit here, which has 5 units and has been pretty much inactive, but we can combine them, I think, by having them both hit here. And that will give us a strong force to continue this push through these northern rural areas. And then I also activated this force here that's going to try to hit the Macheka Ravine and try to isolate the northern components here. Didn't move anything down in the south. I think I'd like to start strengthening some of these defenses, but I think we're just going to run away when they attack anyway. So let's get going here. We've got some observation. I think we might as well use them actually because we seem to run out of cards all the time. So let's click down. I always click. I wish there were a way to tell which was the air defense and stuff. I think this is the forces here. Yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll count them up here. 13 battalions of infantry in here, in addition to a lot of anti-aircraft and stuff like that. A big force. I think what I want to start doing is pounding them with just artillery every turn to try to keep them somewhat weaker. And I think the other big one was either in here or here. I thought it was here. It's not. Look at that. There's only a couple things there. We could hit there and then cut this off. That's something to think about. That's good information for us. Okay, I'm going to allocate our air bombardment and our artillery bombardment. Then we're going to make our moves and we'll conduct our attacks here. All right, I diverted a ton of our artillery onto this Barricadi Ordnance Factory to see if we can start to just whittle away at some of those infantry units. I put another bombardment here to the north just so we can find out and get a rough idea what's in there. And then rather than combine these 2 forces up in the north, this looked pretty weak. So we had our northern force attack here and this western force attack in here. Maybe we can take 2 areas. And then this force here, we left 1 battalion in reserve, attacking full force here on this position here to try to cut off the north. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe this will go faster than we think. Let's see how these attacks go. So I'll do the bombardments and come back for the big attacks. All right, here are our attacks here. Yeah, this is just hedgehogs. There's not much up here. We are not going to use a card. Oh, the Russians used a card, but I don't think that's going to matter. We've got like a 90% chance, 97% chance of victory. Yep, easy victory for us there. The question is, do we want to push on with that armor? I think the answer is no. We'll stay there. Now, Hill 1083. This, again, should be pretty straightforward. We've got a ton of air power. Just knocked off one emplaced tank turret. We've got some minefields and some trenches, but we're not going to do... We've got a 90% chance of win. We won't burn a card here. Let's just see if we can take those out. Yep, that was good with just minor casualties. Good. Now let's see Mechkavka Ravine here. Again, very weak static defenses for the Soviets here. This should go fast, and it does. Excellent. So 3 quick victories in the rural north here for us, leaving just a couple of isolated Russian areas outside of the city proper, which means I think that hopefully next couple days we can take these, then try to concentrate more forces coming from the north and push through here, and hopefully we won't get steamrolled by what's in here in the city. We did drop some artillery here on just to the north of the ordnance factory, and there are a ton of units in there as we suspected. So not much up here, but a lot right here. And I can't imagine they're going to, I don't know, maybe they're looking at the math and seeing that they have to put up a last stand, but I'm still kind of expecting that a Soviet counterattack is imminent. We'll put up our air defense and we'll see what the Soviets do. So our ground forces are actually in fairly decent shape in terms of replacements. I mean, we have a lot of that are weak, but at least our front forward ones are up to at least 2/3 strength. So I did divert some of our replacements to our aircraft, which had been beaten down below 50%. Let's see what the Soviets do now. Here we go. More reinforcements into the tractor works. Interesting. That delay for us there might have been a mistake. They seem to be reinforcing it hard. Rubble up there. Rubble down here. These are defensive ones. Reinforcements, hedgehogs up here. Okay. Army support, where's it going? Orders. Interesting. Not on the tractor works is moving. Okay. Okay, here we go. We know there's a ton of troops there. Let's see where they go. I feel like, okay. And then in the brick factory. Interesting. So not these troops down here in the ordnance factory don't seem to have orders to move. Air and artillery coming here. A lot of it there. Land movement. Okay, here comes a counterattack. Okay. It's nothing major, perhaps? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is artillery on the tractor works. Okay. So we expect that. Hits, just one hit. Wiped it out, though. Okay, that's fine. Land battle results. That's it. Oh, okay. So they moved forward up here and took this area here, but we had it undefended, apparently. We must have not had any troops there, which was kind of silly. But on the whole, not a tremendously aggressive move, the kind of the imminent move that we're waiting for by the Russians. We'll get our new cards here, and let's take a look at our options for the next couple of days here. Okay, so our patrol lets us take a look at an enemy stack. I'm tempted to see what they moved up here, but I think we can kind of cut in behind that and try to isolate it. We've done that twice before now, where we've isolated the defenders and then counterattacked. And I feel like that works better, because then once we beat them back, they have no place to go and we can kind of wipe them out in mass. So rather than hit this head on at the moment, I'm tempted to go in behind it, cut it off, and then hit it head on in the next turn, which makes me think we know they've been pouring reinforcements here into this Zherzinski tractor works. Let's use our patrols up here and see what's going on. Now, there are 3 stacks here. I think these ones with the emplacements are the ground ones. Workers and tractor works. Okay, so we didn't get a good look at everything that's there. Well, maybe we'll have one more look, because one of these we know is the air defense, which I always click on by mistake. And we know they have more than 2 ground troops there. Anti-tank guns and assault. Okay, that's fine. That's our card draw phase. Oh, we got some rubble. Nice. Good. Okay, I'll figure out where to put that. Okay, we're going to put the rubble right here into the Red October. Oops. Yeah, right here in the Red October Steelworks. That seems like a place that if they do attack, they're going to come through there. What else have we got here? Army support. Yep, we're going to spend that. We'll get our turn organized here, then we'll talk about what we're going to do. Oh, we get reinforcements again. Look at this. What is this? 79th Infantry Division. Most excellent. 4 battalions and some artillery and anti-tank, it looks like. Once again, I think bringing them in from the north will allow them perhaps to just go straight in and be part of our attacks on Spartakovsky and link up with our other forces, which would be excellent. So for the idea of having them travel the shortest distance, let's bring them into the north. Army support, we know where this is going to go. We are attacking across this ravine here into the tractor works again, trying to push out the Russians from the north. Although we do want to attack behind them as well, but I think that's going to be easier. So let's put it right here on these units there. And I think we're going to actually move some forces from the Red October Workers Settlement and attack behind this offensive just to clean it up. So that we will validate on them. It's going to leave us a little bit weak defending here, but I still think that's going to be the best that we can do. All right, let's get our orders in place, then we'll execute our attacks. All right, so we've, in addition to our reinforcements coming in from the north up here, which should have free movement, we've activated our main attack force here in Spartakovka. We've activated this force up to the northwest to try to condense this rural area and wipe this out. And then down here in the Red October Worker Settlement, we're going to try to use some of these forces to attack in behind this spearhead that's left to cut them off. That will leave us a little bit weak in the worker settlement. I'm hopeful that doesn't come back to bite us, but we'll see how it goes. We can examine one enemy stack. I do kind of want to see what's here. Oh, look at that. Very light. Perfect. So we should be able to cut it off. Excellent. Okay, we'll get our artillery kind of allocated here and get our units moving forward. Our attacks are set. We're attacking in here to try to contain this area, contract this rural area, hopefully weak resistance there. Big assault across here into from Spartakova into these the tractor works here in the north part of the city. Our reinforcements couldn't quite make an attack, but we did bring them down to Spartakova, so they'd be able to kind of reinforce this position should we gain that, or if they have to fall back, we'll have a much bigger attack force on the next couple of days here. And then moved by accident, I moved almost everything out of the worker settlement here to try to cut off this this kind of this attack force here that the Russians have launched. So 3 moderate attacks here. Biggest one, of course, is Zeherzinski Tractor Works. So let's see how this goes. Just want to check to make sure there's nothing I've missed. Oh, so we're bombarding just with artillery, this salient. This is where all of these units are. There are a bazillion Russian forces that have moved forward here. They're all here. So that's our big stack. They're pushing out in force. So they're probably going to hit us even harder next turn, but that's the answer that we have. We have to figure out how to answer that. This is where they all went, because I bombed basically back in Stalingrad, and they're gone. So they've moved forward in force. Hopefully we can cut them off by going in behind them here. Let's try our initial attacks here. This is the attack that would cut them off here. Now, it looks like they've got weak defenses there. We've got a lot of air and stuff like that coming in. Good, we wiped up the hedgehogs. They've just got relatively weak system of trenches here. I think we should push them forward. Good. And now we do not want to advance anywhere because we don't want to go here and mess with this. That would be bad. We're just going to sit there, let those units get cut off. It'll be interesting to see their response, but hopefully we can chase them down. If we could force them to retreat, that would be a majority, I think, of the Russian defense left. Let's go to our other 2 attacks. This is one of the northern areas. They're putting up strong resistance. Oh, this is actually fairly strong here. No anti-air, 70% chance for a win for us. Good, we hit one of their tank emplacements. That's good. We do have quite a bit of artillery and forces here. Good, 1 is gone. Now it's time to attack. Are we going to 75% chance air support? No, I'm going to save these because I think we've got some big battles coming up with that Russian attack force. Good. One more time. Let's finish them off. Let's get it. Excellent. Victory Axis. Nothing left. Good. Now our big assault on the Zeherzinski Tractor Factory. Oh, they don't have much there anymore. They do have this Tractor Works element, which is pretty strong, but we've got a lot of forces here. Because in the previous, I think it was 4 days ago, we wiped out a good number of the defenders there. It was just that the Tractor Works held. -5. Excellent. Good. That's good. Let's get the Tractor Works Falls. Good. We've got that. So we will have to assault it, of course. But if we look at this now, right here, there are a bazillion Russian units here. Moving forward out of the city, who knows what havoc they will wreak. But if we could trap them and wipe them out, I think that might give us a pretty good position. Otherwise, north looking good. We've taken the Tractor Works here. We've got forces pushing in from the north as well. This could be very interesting over these last couple of weeks here. All right, let's get our air defense move up here. I wonder where they're going to go. I can't imagine they're going to stay there, that's for sure. We'll figure out where we want to put up some air defense. We're going to get butchered here. I wouldn't be surprised if they drive back down this way somewhere. We'll see. It's not, we can only protect so many places here. All right, so we allocated our replacements. We have 2 battalions that are right in the way of these 30 Russian battalions. So I tried to reinforce them. They were really depleted from early on. They've just been holding rear areas. As we can see, we've got a number of units scattered all over the place. What I really would like is one turn where I can just move everything so we could condense some of these positions and rearrange stuff. I feel like it's a little bit... we've got units scattered all over the place from some of our earlier attacks. Okay, this is... there's 30 battalions here. I just can't imagine. I'm curious to see what they're going to do here. Let's see what happens. All right, so they've got their cards. They've got too many. They got to deselect. They got to activate this one. But I don't... maybe... reinforcements coming into the city. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of what we're expecting. Now, there wasn't much in there. We could actually, I think, consider attacking that. Throwing mines up. They're putting a lot of defenses in here into this last parts of the city. Hedgehogs and stuff. But let's see what they're going to do. Army support. Where's it going? Rest. Okay. Orders. What's moving? There. Okay, the technical school. Orders. What's moving? It's got to be them. Yes, we know they're going. Where will they go? There's nothing we can do to stop them. That's that unit. Oh, that unit in the north is going to try to escape too. They're bombarding the heck out of these tractor works that we just took. Katuskas down here, hitting our defense there. Okay. They wiped that out, I think. They went just to the north? That's it? Really? Oh, what? Battle for the 9th of January Square. How did they get here? There's no way we're going to win this, right? 75%, we're going to retreat to survive. Okay. Artillery down here. I don't know where that was. Oh, maybe that was their... I don't know where that was. So where did... Oh my goodness, they did it again. So they brought units in by the river, perhaps, or something like that, but they got some infantry units down here. Now, we do have some forces around here that I think can take care of them. Well, take care of them, at least kind of make an attack. We'll get our cards here, one sec. All right, so let's see what we've got to deal with. We've got to contend with the Russians taking the 9th of January Square again via the river. We do have some units around here. There's a few battalions up here that could attack. We do have a few battalions here that could attack. I'd like to take them quickly, but I'm not too concerned about that. This up here, I'd like to get a look at and see what's there, but we know there's a ton of forces there. We want to definitely try to reorganize and recapture this, but we don't have enough troops to attack this. So I think it's a matter of pounding it with artillery and just continuously wearing it down. So I'm not going to worry about it, I think, at the moment, which sounds a little bit contradictory, but I'm hopeful that perhaps they run out of supply up there too. Then we want to finish off this pocket here, because I think this, if we take a turn and consolidate our forces up here that have been kind of contracting on this north, if we can move 3 into one big zone, perhaps we have enough forces to attack this. We can push them down here and attack it. We can continue then pushing here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what our plan is, actually. We'll figure it out as we go along here. We'll play 2 more days. All right, so we have... I have activated these reinforcements that came in to either pull them up here or try to get them to attack this zone here. I'd like to see what's there. I've also activated these units back here to try to attack down onto the riverfront. See if we can recapture that. And then lastly, these groups of these battalions up here to try to finish off these units in the north. I didn't activate the ones in Spartakovka because... Oh, sorry, down here in the tractor works, because I want to use them to assault the factory. That might take us a few turns. But I'd like to see as quickly as possible what's here, and what is here. But I want to show you this one here, because it is massive. Check it out. So I want to actually write this down so I know exactly what we need to bring to bear on these. But it looks 23, roughly 23 infantry battalions and 2 regiments and 2 anti-tank units. Oh my god. So they don't have any anti-aircraft support though, right? So you know what that means. Say hello to our Stukas. We're gonna hit them with as much. I think we can put 5 combinations of artillery or air attacks on them. We're just gonna hammer them with air and just we have to make their life a living hell, right? So just whittle them away, because there is no way we can get enough force to hit this right away. They can go wherever they want, but we've got to whittle them down. It's the whole battle, I think, hinges on wiping these guys out and not letting them go anywhere. Well, getting them to go places where we're not going to get crushed here. I wonder if they're going to try to break back to the city because we've got them cut off. They could go through these 2 battalions pretty easily, but we'll see. Okay, so that was that. Now we know what's there. The other one, I want to see what's here, because theoretically we could attack this. So what do we got? Barbed wire, some rubble, mines, 1 infantry battalion, more rubble, more barbed wire, 3 infantry battalions, but they're weak. Trenches and hedgehogs. I think, and no anti-aircraft. So I think we can attack that with these here, but we'll need a lot of support. All right, let's get busy. We'll allocate our forces, get our things moving around, and conduct these attacks. All right, here we go. We are pounding these units with air and artillery, hopefully whittling them down. We moved some units up in here to regain that other area that they had taken. We're attacking with what we can muster, not a big attack down here on the Volga, not the Volga, but the waterworks down here. Hopefully enough, but I'm not sure it will be. Then over here, and we are attacking this here. This might be a toss-up too. We brought these reinforcements up in here. We did attack into this zone from the north, but there was nothing there, so we just captured it. Then I moved everything down here, which is good because that'll give us roughly 14 battalions, or maybe a dozen battalions or so here, that we can start regrouping and moving for this confrontation against what looks like to be pretty much all of the Russian army down here on the west. It's kind of this escaping, fleeing army. And we are bombing everything else that we can possibly do with extra stuff and resources. So, and we should be able to assault the Dzerzhinsky tractor works too. So lots of things going on here. Let me just check to make sure I haven't missed anything. Then we'll execute our attacks. All right, let's go through our attacks. I did save the artillery and air bombardment on this Tatar wall, which is where all of these forces are here. Close artillery supports. No, I think we want to save that. So let's see how this looks. It'd be nice to see if we can get some damage on them. Oh, that was actually good. I saw 5 or 6 hits go up there. I'm not going to use any cards because they don't have air defense. Good. So that's fairly... Do we want to use air support? 2 extra hits are inflicted. Yeah, let's actually use the Stuka's card. Let's go for it. Let's really put the hurt on them, right? Bang! More hits there. Excellent. Good. Battle continues. Bang! Good. Very, very good. Let's keep going. Good. Victory Axis? What? Well, I don't think so, right? They're still there, but wouldn't that be amazing if we forced them to retreat by our Air Force there and wiped them all out because they have no place to go? That would be bizarre. Anyway, now we have some big attacks going on. We'll save the assault here. Sports Park is a pretty big attack here. Let's see how that... Let's go to the 9th of January Square, actually. This was that Russian force that attacked across the river again. You shoot first in this battle. Yeah, let's do that one. We might as well use the cards where we can. Okay, bombard. Attacker cards. Yeah, we're going to use close artillery support. Sure, why not? Because we're discarding cards quite a bit, and I'd like to win this one, and it's a 50-50 battle. Good, we forced 1 out of action. We forced their armor, attacker cards. Yeah, we're going to use assault, actually. I'd like to win this. Burning up a lot of cards here. Good. We forced another one. This might be the last round, though. I think the Soviets might hold. Let's go. Let's get them. 2-2. Good. One more. Let's win it. Soviet side is routed, but I think they held. Victory Axis. Excellent. So maybe we wipe that out. That would be good. Sports Park here is a big one. They've got a lot of units here. We're bringing in a lot of air because we didn't see any air defense here. So let's hit them hard. Good. Wiped out a lot of the mines with our air. Got artillery bombardment. Good. We got some rubble to take. We will play our air support card. Let's go for it. I want this zone. We need to keep the offensive going. Good. Wiped out a lot of the static defenses. We got 3 infantry regiments left to deal with. Or battalions, as the case may be. Good. Soviets out is righted. Victory Axis. Perfect. Now let's see if we can get the tractor works. This is going to be a tough assault with 4 garrisons there. Let's see how this goes. These usually... A lot of misses. Oh, man. Okay. Hopefully we can get something. 1 hit. There's no way we're getting this one. I feel like sometimes these just, whatever reason, they take a long time. And that one looks like it's going to take a long time. All right. Airbase return. Air defense move. Well, okay, so we regained that. We did not wipe those units out, which would have been absurd, of course. But that was, I think, the whole idea of just hammering with artillery and bringing all of our air force on them and just continually eroding them while they march across the countryside isolated from their own lines. I think that's got to be our strategy. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go, but if we could hit them another week of bombardments like that, that 23 unit stack could be a much less ominous force if we, because we put probably, I want to guess like 18 hits on it. And that's like 3 casualties right there if we add those all up. So anyway, I will allocate our air defense. We'll see what the Soviets do. We did grab this section here. So we are closing in on the city proper here. Now, I don't know if we have to go across here. This looks like an objective, but I have no idea how we would take it because I don't think we can go across the river. But we'll find out. Well, maybe I can move across here. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, okay, I'm meandering. Okay, I'll get our air defense and we'll see what the Soviets do. Ah, we lost that. I moved that unit out of there and we lost control of that area again. Okay, so we'll have to gain that back. Turn in. Let's see what the Soviets do. Reinforcements. They got tanks and stuff coming in here. They got they have a lot of forces back in here into this ordnance factory and they keep reinforcing it. So they're building up again there. Yeah, look at that. That's a lot of stuff. Mines. Oof, okay. Hedgehogs. Oh, they're really throwing the defenses in there. Army support. Where's it going to go? Orders. Let's see where they go. Yeah, we expected that one to move. The question is, where is it going to go? That there, the technical school. And last one. Ah, this is a massive stack. Heavy artillery on the Zazinski tractor factory that we just took. Oof, wow, that was pretty nasty. We wiped out some of our units. And then the massive force up here actually cut southeast and just came over here. I feel like that has more potential than that, but I'm happy to let them wander around the countryside while we blow them apart. Let's just get our new cards here. Then we'll talk about our strategy for the next week or so. We'll leave that there. I'm going to save the game here. So we have this. We know that there is a somewhat whittled down yet massive force here. Now, I also know there's a massive force here, and they have been reinforcing this last part of the city. So if this is to be a last stand for the defenders in the city, we know it's going to be tough. And we have about a third of the campaign left, so we are starting to run out of time. I abandoned this too, and they took that too. So we have to kind of clean up these areas we've lost here. But that's okay. There's no Russians there, so it should be easy to take those. We'll be back. I'll put a link to the next episode. Let me know if you have thoughts, ideas, and such. But I think our strategy is going to be we're going to try to build up a force capable of attacking this, but to continue to pound these units, and with the eventual goal of organizing a force to be able to attack it and wipe it out in mass where they don't have a place to retreat to. So we'll keep working on that. Meanwhile, we will try to continually chip away at the city here. We've got, it'd be nice to launch some more attacks, maybe cut this northwestern part off, and then try to come in to leave it down to these 4 zones or so. But I think we have enough forces here to continually contract this. If all we were left for was this wandering Russian horde, that would be okay, I think. But I have a feeling we have a lot more units in here, too. We'll be back. I'll put a link to the next episode as soon as it's ready. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye.